you've got a couple of very interesting designs that are, well, they're fashion, but they're also technology. Tell us about them.
So we have two, actually more than two devices, but I have with us here today two of the devices. One is a notification bracelet. It gives you a little vibration. You can set it to who's most important to you. And that way, you know, if you're at dinner and you want to know that you're listening to your parents or your boyfriend, you can put your phone away. And this way you can still be in touch with the people that you need to hear from with a little buzz. And the second one is our charging bracelet and USB cord. So this is a bracelet, again, that you can wear, and when you need to charge your phone, you just plug it into the computer.
And what do they both cost?
This one starts at $60, and this one's $125.
And are they designed to appeal to a certain demographic group, or just anyone that would like your clothes or your fashion designs would also like something like this?
Well, we felt that in speaking to the RM customer that she wants to have fashion first. She doesn't want to compromise fashion for technology. And so in designing this, we really wanted to make sure that, you know, it was a bracelet that happened to have really great usability in it. And Ori can speak more to the technology piece as well.
All right. Well, Ori, then there's your cue, right? I mean, because just to explain also how you got involved with the company, because you have a background in software and technology. And now you are looking very fashionable, but I have a feeling that's because of Rebecca's fashion genius.
Well, you know, my sister came calling, and that, you know, in our family, when someone calls, you're supposed to help them. And so I did have a software company and a tech background, and she called and said she needed some help. And so we actually founded the company in 2005, and it's just been an amazing rocket ride ever since. So as this space started to get bigger and people were starting to talk about wearables, you know, I had a strong background in this space, and so we really went through everything we do. We look at our customer first, right? What does she want? What problem is she trying to solve? What does she need to experience differently? And with this, we kept seeing the situation of this girl running out of charge, right? So how could we handle that? Or she's supposed to put her phone away, right? But how could she stay in touch with those people that she had, you know, might need her? An emergency. So that's really how we started to look at these things and why we wanted to approach this subject.
Rebecca, I read that it all started really with a T-shirt, an I Love New York T-shirt. I'm wondering if you can describe that moment and then, you know, do the fast forward to Fashion Week on the runway.
So it started with the T-shirt. I had just come home from the Caribbean, and I liked how they cut up their shirts, and I did that to an I Love New York shirt. His wife actually said, "Will you make me one?" And she wore it, and a starlet, Jenna Elfman, wanted one, and I sent it to her, and she wore it on Jay Leno. And that was it. I was making those on my apartment floor for 8 months. And then fast forward, we just showed...
Was this in San Diego or already in New York?
This was in New York,
okay.
Yes, yes. And then fast forward to this year's Fashion Week, we presented Spring 2 Fridays ago. And it was at Lincoln Center in the Pavilion, and it was a really great show.
Characterize, if you can, the fashion itself. How do you describe it to people that may not know the ins and outs of fashion?
I think our brand is commonly, how we'd like to describe it, is downtown rocker. It's boho chic, and there's a soft element, but we're always pairing it back to, let's say, a leather jacket to give it a bit of edge.
And I noted, for example, the leather handbag. The handbag, in fact, is one of the signature pieces, and it caught many people's attention and put Rebecca Minkoff right up there with the likes of, you know, Michael Kors. Tell me about the bag.
So actually, when I came calling, it was when I had one sample of the bag, and there was some people that were interested, and I couldn't even fund any more production. So that's when I said, "Please help me," and he said,
"Max my credit cards."
And then you had, I was going to say, you came out with your checkbook.
Yeah, exactly. I came out with the checkbook. I mortgaged my house. I maxed every last credit card. My wife couldn't go grocery shopping, and that's how we took it. Fast forward today, and we'll do, you know, we'll do 9 figures this year in revenue.
9 figures.
Yes.
Well done.
Yeah, so we have an amazing team of over 100 people here in New York City and a wonderful staff. And yeah, handbags are about 80% of what we do, and we've really become a great resource, especially for the millennial customer.
What do you want to do next? You want to do, you know, lots of freestanding stores, or what?
Yeah, that's our next thing. We're actually opening 3 stores this year.
Where are they going to be?
In Soho, in San Francisco, and in Los Angeles. We're opening 2 in November, 1 in December. And really, we're going to take all this tech that we're so great at, and all this digital experience that we're great at, and we want to change the way a store experiences. So we have a lot of great, exciting things about how we're going to open up retail.
Rebecca, I know that one thing that you're focused on in the future is, of course, you're just coming back from maternity leave, so you're going to be busy at home as well as busy at the office, and congratulations.
Thank you.
What would you like to see in terms of this marriage of technology and fashion? Because we saw the Apple Watch, and people said, "Oh, it's a watch," and it does. But it isn't, you know, it's not flexible touchscreen technology that you wear on your arm like a bracelet or anything like that. It's a watch.
I think we have several things in the works, and I think our store is going to be really the epitome of fashion and technology. But we've been talking, and Uri had a great idea for the notification bracelet to work the other way, so that if a girl is needing help or has an emergency, she can also press a button and call out.
You can imagine every parent is going to want something like this.
It's the perfect Christmas present.
Right? So how could you set up an automatic text or 911 call going back the other way? So we're really looking to solve these things for her.
And I guess you could solve all these things also for the celebrities that wear and follow your brand, right? I mean, Reese Witherspoon, Keira Knightley, you think they're going to need maybe the sort of alert bracelet to tell them when they're supposed to be on the set or something like
Definitely hope so.
that? You know? But is that important? Is that a real important part of it? I mean, do you have to spend a lot of time, you know, finding people that are in the public eye to wear your stuff and promote it, or is this just natural?
I think what's been great since we started is I've been lucky enough to have genuine relationships with a lot of these girls. And they have come to the brand, or I've met them and then they've expressed interest. So while it's something that we obviously do as a company and make sure I have these relationships, it's been very organic from the start.
I think one of the great things about Rebecca and our brand is that we're very approachable, and she's very approachable, and we like to pride ourselves on being very real. And so I think it just creates this very sane relationship, and people really gravitate towards her.
Well, a sane relationship in fashion, which is sometimes a pretty insane place.